Aloha mai kako. Otoa motu ko uinoa. How's it, everybody? I hope everybody is doing as well as they can be doing in a time like this. Raising the spirits up is a top priority. Calling in love, 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 love. Aloha, 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 aloha. Everyone, let's breathe in together. Hanu. Breathe in the mana, as my brother Elijah Kala would say. In a time like this, when shit has hit the fan, what the fuck we for do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Ekalamai, excuse me, but this post and this video is just gonna be raw, authentic, me sharing my human experience right now. Not really sure how to respond in the most pono and correct way to all of these things that are happening right now. Specifically talking about the fires on Maui. My heart and my respect go out to all people affected by this immense, immense, immense tragedy. To all the people that have lost their homes, whose lives have been flipped upside down like that. Yeah? This is not okay at all. And so I'm really sitting with Akua, I'm sitting with God and Spirit, and I'm asking myself, what am I supposed to do at this time? What am I being called to do at this time? How am I being called to show up? And in that process, I've found myself not really sure on how I'm supposed to show up. You know, I went into Lahaina. I was blessed and had the privilege to go into Lahaina with a group organized by my good brother, Elijah Kala, son of Oahu, on Instagram. Follow him because he is organizing plenty things, plenty good things for all of us here on the islands and all of us globally to really know how we can show up at this time and what is the right thing for us to do at this time. Because this situation, guys, we have to understand that this situation in Maui, which really is this situation for all of Hawaii and all of the world, it's serious. Everything has changed. Nothing will be the same again. This portal that was opened on 8/8 Lions Gate, Lions Roar fire portal that was opened has changed everything for everyone, for life moving forward. And it is that serious. The gravity of this situation. I'm just doing my best to process and hold space for it and feel it, because I don't even want to feel it. I find my body and my nervous system dissociating from this because I have chicken skin right now because of how fucking serious this whole thing is, guys. There are so many layers, multi-dimensional layers, stacking upon reality right now. From one perspective, there's all the tragedy and the people that need help. There's the government that hasn't even showed up yet. There's all the local people that are just doing the best they can to help everyone there. There's the utter failure by our officials, by the local government, the federal government, the utter failure on all fronts that led to more deaths than needed to fucking die, bruh. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. There's all that. There's the implications of that, right? There's where do we go from here? There's, do we even need, we don't need the US government anymore. There's organizations on the federal level that are trying to steal land from people that are grieving right now. This just happened. There's all the people trying to help on outer islands that we don't have clear information on how we are supposed to organize, on what's correct, what's pono or what's kapu. You know, how do we send the forces? How do we send ourselves out there to be in the forefront to help out? You know, there's so many people sending donations. We have to organize on the donation front. Why are we sending clothes? These people don't fucking need clothes, bruh. They don't need clothes. All you need is board shorts. You need swim shorts on this island to be okay, and maybe one t-shirt. Why are we sending loads and loads and loads of clothes? That's a liability, because now our precious energy, our precious boots on the ground are going to have to sort through all the clothes. They're gonna have to sort through all the clothes and then organize the clothes and then eventually throw out the clothes. Now we have a fucking storm coming in. There's a hurricane coming. It's gonna be here in like 5 days. I'm on my way to Uncle Daniel's house in Kahalu'u right now to go help them out, because they gotta build temporary shelters to store all of these supplies that everyone sent. Because if we don't store the supplies, all this fucking supplies is gonna be ruined, bruh. It's gonna be ruined. And meanwhile, I'm not calling out anybody here, nobody in specific, but I stay driving right now, and I went back to Oahu from Maui, from being boots on the ground, hands on, just trying to do my best to support, to like, bruh, like plenty people right now are just going back to their daily lives. And that's something that I don't know what the answer is. It's something I had to sit with myself, because I get plenty things that I need to do for my personal life too. But I feel like we all need to sit with that within ourselves, because this is serious, guys. The government has failed us. The government hasn't even showed up yet, and it's been over a week, almost a week, okay? The only response has been from Kanaka people, it's been from Kama'aina people, it's been from local fucking people trying to help each other to not die, so there's not more unnecessary deaths, to help each other in this time of need. And I see people that are just they're just living their fucking daily life, bruh. Posting on Instagram like, haha, this is what I got for lunch today. I went to yoga today. Nah, bruh, this is not fucking okay, cuz you can't fucking do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Right? We all have to show up. And it's not just showing up and volunteering a little bit, spending an hour or two of your day. It's gotta be more, but it's also gotta be sustainable, because this situation that we're in is a multi-year long, life-changing marathon for everybody, yeah? So I'm not trying to blame anybody for maybe not knowing what they're supposed to do right now. I'm just bringing awareness to the situation at hand. Personally, I couldn't go myself. I couldn't just go back into trying to figure out how to build my social media following, or figure out how to figure out my next businesses that I got going on. It's like, and packing for Burning Man at the end of this month. It's like, bruh, I was writing out my priority list this morning. The first thing was, well, I need to buy all my stuff for Burning Man, because I'm leaving in a week and I need to survive when I go out there. I already made the commitment to go. I'm invested in it, and we're showing up as the Hawaii Fire group, so there's plenty mana and activations like that need to happen there. But secondly, I wrote go volunteer at Uncle Daniel's, and I realized in the process, I'm like, I just gotta go volunteer now. I just gotta go help them out because they're building temporary shelters to be sent to Maui, right? To store all of these goods. It's like we are needed now, and it's about figuring out internally what is our kuleana. And I realized this morning, as I took care of myself, as I did my morning practice to keep my mana strong, I realized, that the only thing that I can do really is surrender to wherever I'm called for. And it's like, as a man, I'm realizing at this stage of my journey that I don't have to worry about being this or that, or, you know, where am I supposed to show up in my life. There's so many dimensions to what is being called upon each and every one of us at this time. And so for me, I came to the realization to ask myself, where am I most needed in this moment? Yeah? Where am I most needed in this moment? What is most needed of me in this moment? What archetype? What embodiment? What do I need to be to show up for others? To allow spirit to move through me so that I can be a vessel of light. I can be a vessel of akua. What does it mean to be fully surrendered to God? And if that is what I stand for, as a warrior of light, as a being of the Most High, as someone who knows that I am here for God, then how must I act in a time like this? The only response that I can come up with is listen to akua. Listen to spirit. Hear the call of where you are being called to show up, and follow that wholeheartedly. I gotta stop getting in my head about my life and where it's gonna go and how it's gonna be and who am I and how do I gotta show up. You know, I'm learning Hawaiian culture because I know it's the truth. I'm learning Hawaiian. I'm choosing to live Hawaiian because I am a child of Hawaii. It is my kuleana to show up as somebody who is living pono and in integrity with these islands and the people that live here and the people that are rightfully the rightful owners of this land. And I'm just doing the best I can to show up and help out. From one spiritual perspective, there's a spiritual awakening going on right now. Everything has changed. Nothing will ever be the same again. This spiritual awakening is calling us to surrender to our God-sent path in this reality. Bruh. Nothing will be the same. Everything has changed, guys. Your old life will never be the same. Just as a metaphor of how these people in Lahaina, in Kula, on Maui, for many of them, there is nothing to go back to. This Lion Gate portal that we just stepped through has shifted everything. The old paradigm is no longer here. The new earth that we've been calling in is pushing itself into reality. Now, guys, we're pressing upon the consciousness of the new earth in the now, and the old paradigms, this old filth and muck and darkness that we've been living in for the last 100, 200 years. This is being pressed out of our consciousness right now, and we are being called upon. We are being called upon to step forth through the portal into a new state of reality, and it's calling us to surrender, to let go, surrender, to let go of our past, to let go of that which is no longer true, to realize that all the stories of the past, the programming, the conditioning that we've been indoctrinated upon, these paradigms of reality, living under false military occupation for 187 years, bruh. These illusions of reality that we've been living in no longer exist. They no longer exist. They're fading away. They're going away. And we, in this time, are being called forth to step, to leap into the unknown, to follow our heart, to pavale pu'uvai, to open our hearts wider, to love, to allow, to love, to allow, to love, to allow, to stand with each other, be with each other. Hey, I got you, we got each other, because at the end of the day, all we need to survive is food, water, shelter, community, mana, spirit, love. Food, water, shelter, community, love. 5 things that we need to survive as human beings. Bruh, everything else, all this extra material shit, let it go. Fucking let it go. Let that shit go. Wipe it off. Wipe your soul clean. Wipe your soul clean, because what's being called upon us now is to show up and stand up in our mana, in our love, show up in strength, in community, to help one another and support one another in this time. All we have is each other, bruh. These illusions of this global world, this global interconnected movie, fucking screen, social media type world, that dimension is not secure. That dimension of reality is not safe right now. So if you're putting all of your eggs into that basket of digital internet things, you have to realize that you're not safe there. You have to realize that that fake world is not the only world that we live in. And so for me, how do I approach this situation while still partaking in this matrix that we live in? Well, the solution for me is to hedge my bets on this reality and to also show up in person for people, for community. Real life, bruh. Real life. I need to step up as a man. I need to become resourceful. I need to grow my own food. I need to live in nature. I need to know how to survive, bruh. I need to know how to survive. I need to know how to fix things. I need to know how to create solar, to work generators, to create sustainable structures, bruh. We all need to know this knowledge, and this knowledge is presenting itself right now. We're gonna go volunteer. We literally need to build these things for Maui. We literally need to help these people survive. We need to help these people survive. And this is the opportunity for us to show up, for us to learn the skills necessary, the skills needed for survival. We're all living for survival right now. What the fuck does money mean when shit can just burn and explode like that? What does money mean when what are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do? You're gonna depend on the federal government to show up for you? Bro, the federal government didn't even show up in Maui. The government didn't show up, bro. It was all local people, local Canucks. They didn't even show up. People were like fucking trying to survive, bro. The only way we can survive is by taking care of ourselves, by making sure that we're helping each other to survive. Man. There's so many layers to this. I'm really just doing my best to process it all. I wanted to share a little bit of my mana with you guys because I got so activated and so empowered by mana by being around, you know, real Hawaiians, living Hawaiians, standing up for their birthright, generational mana. I had the privilege to experience, and everything in my life, in my spiritual awakening, in the Hawaiian culture that I'm learning, in everything that's rooting me into nature, growing food, eating off the land, getting rid of all of these unnatural things, these unnatural programs, having all of these things happening in my life. I know a lot of you guys have been experiencing similar things on your journey, and I just wanted to come out here because, man, I've been trying to make content for a long time, and it's like I'm really trying to figure out my flow on how I want to communicate my message with the world, because I know I have a message to share and a voice and things to share that can benefit other people. So I just humbly come to you guys right now realizing, like, fuck, I don't have time to create an Instagram reel or to edit a YouTube video. This is just me, guys, raw, uncut, from the top, from the dome, with what I'm experiencing in my life right now. And just wherever you guys are, however you've been affected, fuck, man, like, in this breath that we all share together, all of us humans on this planet, all of us beings together right now, we all share the same breath. We all share the same breath. This life is so sacred, and it's like, I'm just doing my best to learn how to show up in my most authentic truth, and to show up in alignment with God, and to allow spirit to move through me. We all need each other right now. And more than that, we need each other to stand strong, to stand up straight, and we need each other to love each other. So I'm sending you guys a lot of love, bruh, a lot of aloha right now. Wherever you are, remind yourself to breathe deeply, to feel love within yourself, to keep yourself strong, keep your mana strong. Keep your spirit high, your mana strong. Tell your loved ones that you love them, because you don't know what tomorrow's gonna hold. And when we can love each other, bro, strong, love each other, that's how we take care of each other. The path will unfold as it needs to. We're going to know what our kuleana, our responsibility is. We're gonna know how we need to show up. All we need to do right now is surrender to the Most High, to move where we are being called to move, but to remember to stay strong, stay balanced, brah. Keep the mana strong, brah. Breathe down into your legs, breathe deeply into your body, keep your heart open. Sending you guys a lot of love. I hope you guys are all doing well and safe at this time. Thank you so much for being. Aloha, 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 peace, blessings, love, love, love.